Hey everybody, it's Alika Lifty, and today let's brew our Decaf Colombia Aponte Village as a filter offering. This is a really nice Colombian coffee that we had decaffeinated, so you can actually find this Aponte Village as a honey processed coffee offering or as this decaf offering, or you can blend them together and give yourself a nice little half calf. I really like this on the Hario V60. Decaf coffees tend to drain much slower than traditional coffees, and so having a faster brew method just kind of helps take some of that effort and time out of brewing this coffee. It's really hard to mess up. If we can get that right grind size, we're gonna have a really nice cup of coffee. So I've got a Hario V60. You really need to have an 02 or an 03 for this sized recipe. Got my decanter, a gram scale with timer, a mug, a gooseneck kettle, and we are going to be brewing 25 grams of our Colombia Aponte Village ground medium. This was 14 on a Baratza Encore. This will be 1 on your Fellow Ode grinder, and this will be about 24-25 clicks on your Comandante C40. And we're gonna be using 400 milliliters of 205 degree Fahrenheit water. You can push that temperature a little bit, but we really had good results with that 205 degrees. So first thing, let's get our paper filter ready for our Hario V60. Toss that in here, and let's wet this paper. I like to start on the sides to cling it to this brewer. I'm gonna pour until I feel heat on the side of the brewer. Let it drain. If your filter has sunk in, just give that a little pull. Let's dump our water, dose our coffee, shake our brewer flat, turn on our scale, let's get our timer ready to go, and let's brew. First, I'm gonna bloom 50 grams. I'll stick a little bit longer here in the middle, work my way around the edge, shooting for 50 grams. And we're gonna let this bloom for 30 seconds. And at 30 seconds, I'm gonna pour really heavy in the middle, all the way up to 200 grams. Really heavy in the middle. I'm trying to pour fast, raise this water level, and agitate this coffee. I'm trying to pour out the middle, the bottom of this brewer. That's how I like to think of it. Almost like I'm pouring a Chemex. And I'm gonna let this go for 1 minute. And so at a minute and a half, I'm gonna pour my last 200 grams all the way up to 400 grams total. Again, heavy in the middle, working my way all the way up to the top. Decaf coffee can be a little unpredictable, but the biggest thing you don't want to do is grind too coarse. So if you're questioning your grind size, I would go ahead and go err on the finer side. If this coffee drains too fast, it's gonna be really weak, a little citrusy. Heavy in the middle, raising this water level up. If we were too coarse, we wouldn't have touched all of that coffee again. 400 grams, I'm pretty much at the top of this V60 02. Yeah, too coarse, it drains too fast. We're not gonna get much sweetness, and this is gonna be a really grassy sour cup. If we grind too fine, you probably couldn't fit that pour in there. If we're too fine, this is gonna drain for a really, really long time. It's gonna taste like lemon rind mixed with a really dark chocolate. Not very pleasant, but there is a really big range that this coffee is going to taste good. When we drain at about 3 minutes to about 3.5 minutes, we get this really nice lemon, kind of like lemon curd. We get almond, we get caramel, and we get a little bit of cacao. draining. Really nice. I've got some coffee here on the edges, and that's perfectly fine. You can even push this drain time up towards 4 minutes. If we were just a little bit too fine, that's kind of where it would push. Or if your coffee has rested a little bit longer. This brew is actually pretty fresh. There we go. Strip all the way through. I've got a couple seconds in between each drip. There we go, perfect. So, V60 helps us be faster than like 4.5 or 5 minutes for a decaf coffee. If you brew this recipe in the Kalita wave, expect that longer drain time. Serve and enjoy.